Hey, what's up, guys? It's Alter Ego here. I'm just gonna be talking about the humongous amounts of changes to Vengeance in this video. We're just gonna have a quick discussion. I'm gonna go over the patch notes of 7.2.5, and then tell you, I guess, where we are from there and how we look. So, anyways, let's get started. I tabbled in the changes a little bit in my Havoc video. If you guys haven't checked that out, be sure to do so. But this is obviously going to be a more in-depth guide for Vengeance. Now, the first change that they're doing, and let me just say, for example, for first off, is that it's all buffs. Let me just say, for first off, I guess where we are before I discuss where we're going and where we're going to end up. Right now, Vengeance is cool. That's really what it is. I feel like I like Vengeance, but I feel like I'm more of a punching bag than anything else. Like my whole job is strictly to stay alive. Like I don't feel like I do damage whenever I try to solo things unless they're like really easy mobs. Like I can blow them up. But if I go try to fight elites or anything higher, it takes forever to kill them just because I do so little damage. And it's just I guess what they were really going with Vengeance is that you kind of take away. Is that killing me? Wow, I can't even hit him. Am I getting jumped? Oh, he died. He left. Okay. Alright then. That guy saw me up here. He's like, I'm gonna kill him. Alright, cool. So, fun times. Anyways, um, Vengeance is, like I was saying before, Vengeance is like, you're like a weird punching bag. You don't do a lot of damage. You heal a lot, though. You do a lot of AoE, for sure. Like, if you're fighting, multiple mobs, whatever, you're gonna do good DPS then because you have a lot of AoE. But single target, you fall severely behind. Healing is good. You can survive perfectly fine and all that other good stuff. But it's just your damage is lacking. Unless you specifically try to spec into it. But then, of course, if you're tanking, you're going to lose out on your survivability, which is what you really need. Can you, like... I'm putting all this all in the YouTube video. Yeah. Anyways. Um... So, anyways, let's go over the change. Now, the first big change is brand and enemy fiery brand from 648 attack power to 813 attack power percentage, which is going to be really nice. Okay. So that's going to be a really nice buff. That's actually a really nice buff. That's about, what, 164? 164? 164% attack power. My math is probably wrong. I don't know. But 164% attack power difference, which is going to mean it's going to hit ridiculously harder. Excuse me. And it's going to be more worth. I mean, like, it's already worth. Obviously, you want to do it all cooldown, but you just feel the impact. I mean, I kind of felt the impact a little bit when I did it, but now it'd be like boom kind of thing, which is always a good thing. Immolation aura engulf yourself in flames, instantly causing. Before it was 193% attack power, and now it's 243% of attack power, which is great, obviously, because the AoE, like I said, it was nice, but when you start facing harder enemies, it felt like it literally did nothing. So, and it was just bad. Now, obviously, it's not only for the damage aspect that's good that it's increasing the attack power. It's obviously because of your passive, where you do more fire damage, you get more healing. So all of this increased damage and all of this fire damage stuff is also going to be indirectly increasing our healing done, which is also really nice. But Immolation Aura also will increase the radiation, the radius of it, radiating. So the after effect of it, from 45% of attack power to 69% of the attack power. So it's gonna be hitting harder just in general. Infernal Strike. Lead through the air target location, dealing 252%. That's how much it is now of attack power to 316% attack power. So he's going to be hitting way harder. Also increases healing, everything else like that. Good move. Super happy about it. It kind of felt weak. Like I said, when you start hitting harder enemies, Infernal Strike was also one of those weak things. It's just, it's just to me. I personally just used it just to obviously gain taunt. I'll leap in and then I'll Immolation Aura and then try to gain taunt that way. It wasn't more of a damage thing to me just because it was so weak. But now maybe it can be. We'll see. Shear's an enemy before for 270%, now 340% physical damage. So that is obviously a huge buff. About what is that? 70% more attack damage. Buff is going to be hitting a lot harder, and that's great. That's just another good buff. Sigil of Flame, place a sigil of flame at the target location that activates every 2 seconds. Before it did 148.5 attack power. Now it's going to do 186% attack power. And then of course the flame dot over time was 162% attack power, and now it's going to be 204% attack power. So like I said, all more good heals. Sigil Flame was a thing that I felt was personally weak. I personally didn't do it for the Nixtral Explosion. I personally just did it for the dot fire damage that it does, just to increase my healing. It was just none of the stuff that you do was for the damage, which was I guess obviously a huge problem that they noticed, and now that they're correcting. Soul Cleave. Visually strike all enemies in front of you for up to before 270%, now 340%. So which is obviously fucking great. And they're also increasing the attack power ratio of Soul Cleave from 5.5 plus versatility to 7.26, I guess, versatility. So that's great. I guess you're getting more healing and you're getting more damage reduction. It's great. More heals. I don't care. More buffs. Throw Glaive. Throw Demonic Glaive at the target before, dealing 135% of physical damage. Now doing 172%. So, again, another great thing. Another great buff. Throw Glaive was... I actually personally rarely use Throw Glaive. Like, rarely use. The only time I really used it is I lose a threat of a mob and I just want to try to hit it real quick. Otherwise, I never try to use Throw Glaive other than that. Just because it was so useless. It hit so weak and it did nothing else. Like, if you're Havoc, it will put a bleed on them, it'll slow them, do a whole bunch of other stuff. But if you're, Vengeance, it doesn't do anything else other than generate a whole bunch of threat. So, and it was super weak. But if I already got all the threat, I don't need to generate a lot of threat, so it was useless. So I'm really glad about the change now. Perhaps it could go in the rotation now, so I actually do damage and then go into it, since Throw Glaive doesn't cost any pain, so you can just do it. Now, Vengeance Demon Hammer, I guess, effect, value, I don't know what these changes are. Apply aura modifies damage. So I'm guessing they're changing like the healing done from Fellblade, because Fellblade was fire damage. So I know you also got healed from Fellblade. So I'm guessing they're changing like the value of the actual heal you can get from Fellblade from 50% to 35, which kind of sucks. But I mean, you already got all that damage. You don't even need anything else, to be honest. I'm totally cool with that. Now they're changing also the talents. So let's go over that real quick. Blade turning. Parrying an attack increases your pain generation. So let me see this real quick. Blade turning, where's that? Oh, okay. Parrying an attack increases the pain generation of your next shear, and they're gonna change it to okay, so instead of just having it where it's just a general flat shear pain generation. Oh god. Okay. So instead of them just having it where it's just a general direct pain generation from one shear just increases it, Now they're gonna have it where you get increased pain generation by it for the next 20% for the next 5 seconds. So your pain generation is increased, which I think is pretty good. That's actually gonna be able to finally compete with Fell Devastation and Spirit Bomb. Fell Devastation, in my personal opinion, I love. Heals you a whole bunch, deals a whole bunch of fire damage, great. Spirit Bomb, also really good. Deals a whole bunch of damage, and of course makes you heal a lot more off your enemies that you're fighting. Blade turning was complete trash. But with this change, it will definitely be able to compete because it's giving you a whole bunch of extra pain, so you can use your spells a lot more often and be able to be more resourceful. Now, Burning Alive. Every 2 seconds, your fiery brand, instead of doing 45% damage, is going to do 52% damage. 52% attack power, which is cool. I personally, Burning Alive is alright. Every 2 seconds, your fire brand deals, fire damage compared to one nearby enemy. I actually talked about this in my last video, that it's not that great just because it doesn't spread the pain reduction. So the fire damage is also, obviously really nice, more healing, whatever. But with all these buffs, with all the AoE you have to self-heal, and then of course with healers, you don't really need all the just extra fire damage, in my personal opinion. Now, of course, if it spread out the damage reduction part of Fiery Brand, then of course this thing would be absolutely OP. It would be the first thing that people want to choose, because then you'll be getting hit like a wet noodle from other people. But unfortunately it doesn't. Now, Demonic Infusion. Draw from the power of the Twisting Nether to instantly activate and then refill your charges of Demon Spikes. Generates 60 pain. So, cooldown change from 2 minutes to 1.5. Which is pretty cool. I'm still not going to get it though. Still a bad thing. Feast of Souls. Soul Cleave. Heals you for an additional tag power percentage health. Before it was, I have no idea, it just has numbers. Sorry about that, but it's a buff. It's a lot more numbers than before, so there you go, it's a buff. Fell Devastation. Unleash the Fell within you, damaging enemies directly in front of you for 90% attack power before, and for 115% of attack power now. Which of course is great. Alright, I was just talking about how much I like that. So it's great. More damage, more healing, more AoE, burn them all down. Totally cool with that. Now, Fracture, which I talked about before, brutally slams your target for before 378% plus 756% to 475% plus 945% physical damage. So it's a huge buff. Huge buff. That's probably going to be super viable. Probably going to see a lot of people getting that. It's going to hit hard, and then it's going to, of course, it's going to fracture 2 soul frags out. So that's really, really good. So, that's definitely going to be super viable. Next one is Spirit Bomb. Consume all soul fragments within 25 yards and then explode, inflicting nearby enemies with frailty for 20 seconds and damaging them for before 252% attack power, now 300% attack power, fire per fragment. So it does a lot of damage. It's going to do a lot of damage. That's about a 48% attack power buff to explosion, and of course you heal to all of them. So that's one of the first things you want to do is you want to leap in, do your artifact weapon trait, and then try to get like 3 or 4 frags out, and then Spirit Bomb, get the AoE going, get the heals going, and you'll be perfectly fine. Now, the next changes are artifact traits. Erupting Souls, Soul Cleaver deals instead before 100% of attack power additional damage for each soul fragment it consumes, and now it's going to do 115%. So, another buff, looking good. I'm totally cool with this. Soul Carver, carve into the soul of your target, dealing before 441% plus 441%, now 570% plus 570% fire damage, and additional before 135%, now 155% of attack power. Fire damage over 3 seconds. So it's just getting a huge buff. The actual hit on
on the actual hit is getting a huge buff, and then the burn over time is getting a huge buff. So next patch, guys, is looking super good for Demon Hunter tanks. I'm gonna be tanking a lot more for sure. Gonna be jumping in mythics, getting geared. I'm currently actually 899 right now, but I want to get more geared so I can be ready for the next patch, be ready for the next raid, and be able to tank it like a true Demon Hunter should, being able to do true damage, be able to self-heal, and I can't wait to be able to go over the Broken Isles and be able to actually be able to solo stuff within a timely manner, okay? Because before, it would take me like almost 5 minutes to kill an elite by myself. And that's ridiculous because there's like Frosty Ks that are geared, warriors that are geared, or other tanks, prot warriors and guardians and other stuff like that actually could go blow it up and kill it a lot faster than I can, even if they're less geared, which sucked. But now with all these changes, these rifle changes, it's going to be great. So I'm super happy about these changes, guys. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. If you guys think they're good changes, they're bad changes, what are the changes that they didn't get in there that you wanted to see, or what changes that were surprising for you. Go ahead and let me know. By the way, guys, one last thing, I also stream a lot on Twitch, so be sure to check me out. I put the link in the description below. It's Alter Egos with a Z, and then ego with a 3. But anyways, it's gonna be in the link, so check me out. I stream every day, and yeah, have a good day, guys. Like have a really good day.